Many people associate Yamaha with motorcycles, and the company has got a lot right with the two-wheeled vehicles. However, the company has a lucrative business making internal combustion engines for cars. But with the world going electric, Yamaha does not plan to be left behind, so it is stepping up its electric motor offering. The company has now released a best-in-class electric motor. What does Yamaha's new electric motor offer, and how has it upgraded the electric motor? Join us as we dive into Yamaha's latest electric motor that shocks the entire car industry. Yamaha isn't perhaps a company you'd immediately associate with cars. Any mention of the firm might well divert your thoughts towards musical instruments, understandable given that the first products it produced were pianos and organs. Look closely and you'll see that the current Yamaha logo still references this. It is made up of 3 tuning forks. Even now, the Yamaha Motor Company, an independent firm since 1955 in which Yamaha Corporation is the majority shareholder, is more known for things like motorbikes and ATVs. However, there are many incredible joint ventures with car makers in YMC's back catalogue, even if some of them are news to you. Here are some of Yamaha's outstanding car engine works. The company designed the whole engine in the Lexus LFA. That is the glorious 4.8-litre V10, considered by many to be one of the finest road car engines ever made. There is a sweet little detail here though. Part of the air intake was harmonically optimized by the sound technology part of Yamaha Corporation, so Yamaha employed its musical expertise to make that V10 sound even sweeter. That's the kind of attention to detail we like. Yamaha and Toyota actually have a long history of working together, even before the Lexus LFA. For example, Yamaha-Toyota co-developed the 3S GE inline-4 engine, which appeared in the likes of the Celica, MR2, and even the RAV4. The engine is also featured in the Altezza RS200. It was the only car to be fitted with the 5th and final generation of the 3S GE unit, by then referred to as BEAMS, or Breakthrough Engine with Advanced Mechanism System. This had a variable valve timing system, titanium valves, and a zingy 7600 RPM peak power mark, at which point 207 brake horsepower was delivered to the rear wheels. However, Yamaha has supplied car engines to other brands. For instance, when Volvo needed a V8 engine in the XC90, it approached Yamaha with its requirements, which were quite high. Yamaha came back with the B8 444S. It is incredibly compact with a narrow cylinder bank angle of 60 degrees rather than the more usual 90. The block was cast with mounting mounts for ancillaries, making space-sapping brackets unnecessary, and Yamaha even offset the cylinder banks by half a cylinder to improve the fit in the XC90's engine bay. The engine also saw use in the S90 before being discontinued in 2010. A heavily modified version ended up mounted in the middle of Noble's M600 supercar. Similarly, Ford went to Yamaha to make sure the super high output designation of Taurus SHO wasn't meaningless, and what the Japanese company came up with was particularly special. The 3-litre V6 would rev to 7,300 rotations per minute, but was apparently capable of going beyond 8,000 and produced 220 brake horsepower, an absurd amount of power for an engine of that size at the time. In fact, this jumped-up Taurus matched and exceeded the output of multiple V8 Fox-body Mustangs of the era. It also has a variable-length manifold that looks like it belongs in an art gallery. The engine was carried over to the second-generation Taurus SHO in 1992, although it was dropped for the 96-on third-gen car in favor of a 3.4-litre V8 made from a Cosworth block, but the cylinder heads still came from Yamaha. Meanwhile, Yamaha is a company with an eye on the future. It doesn't need to be told electric cars will be taking over and they need electric motors, so the company has been steadily reinventing itself as an electric motor maker. The company reviewed the Yamaha Motor Group Environmental Plan 2050, originally formulated in 2018, setting a new goal of aiming for carbon neutrality throughout all of its business activities, including across the life cycles of its products by 2050. Among these changes, Yamaha Motor set a goal of reducing Scope 3 CO2 emissions, including emissions produced by the company's value chain. For example, use of sold products like car engines by 90% by 2050 compared to 2010. The development of prototype electric motors is one of the company's initiatives towards achieving this goal. Yamaha has been hard at work developing new electric motors and drive units sized for motorcycles and larger vehicles. The development began in Yamaha's motorcycle division but has now expanded to include larger motors capable of powering full-sized electric cars. Yamaha first showed off a 35 kilowatt unit that was developed for electric motorcycles. It also shows off a new 150 kilowatt unit designed for full-size electric cars. 150 kilowatt is what you'll find in Chevy's Zippy Bolt or VW's base configuration ID4. Engineer Takashi Hara from Yamaha's second engineering division in its automotive development section explained the company relied on its existing production technologies to produce the compact motor designs. However, Yamaha has made bigger strides in electric motors and has now released a new oil-cooled electric motor combined with an inverter and reduction gearbox with claimed industry-leading power density. With this new electric motor, Yamaha can now count electric hypercar manufacturers among its growing list of potential customers. The company's latest innovation is a 350 kilowatt or 469 horsepower electric drivetrain. This is massive because it is enough to be more powerful than 95% of all cars and trucks on the road already. Yamaha has developed the motor specifically thinking of the next generation of electric cars, and it has designed a compact motor. Instead of developing the components of the drivetrain separately, Yamaha integrated the mechanical and electrical components into one unit. The motor, gearbox, and electronic speed controller are all housed in the same assembly, resulting in Yamaha reaching what it calls the industry's highest class in output density. A single unit of the new electric motor is capable of supporting a high-performance car, but Yamaha envisions multiple units powering a single vehicle, yielding insane amounts of power. The advantage is that unlike gas-powered vehicles, electric vehicles can easily incorporate 2 or more motors into their drivetrains, quickly boosting overall power output. For example, just 2 of these new Yamaha motors would provide an electric hypercar with 700 kilowatts or 938 horsepower. You are already rivaling the Tesla Model S Plaid. 3 units would offer a tire-shredding 1,050 kilowatts or 1,408 horsepower. That alone is bumping up against a Bugatti Chiron, the fastest ICE production car in the world. It is also some 50 kilowatts above the new Hummer EV monster truck, which produces 1,000 horsepower. Yamaha even showed off an example of a skateboard chassis that could easily incorporate 4 of these motors for an all-wheel drive vehicle with a total output of 1,400 kilowatt or 1,877 horsepower. You've now built your own Rimac Concept 2. Of course, adding more electric motors presents some problems. One challenge is making a battery system that can output enough power to run these compact beasts. You also need to find tires and chassis that can handle the torque these would put out. But assuming those problems could be solved, Yamaha has shown with its new electric motor that just about any car company can build an electric hypercar. Even potential hobbyists working out of their home garages on the weekend could get in on the action. These hypercars would be quiet, unassuming, and easy to drive when not on the track. Yamaha has hit the ground running with its powerful electric motor as it's already taking pre-orders. It explained that it would leverage its existing production resources and experience to develop more electric drivetrains based on clients' custom requirements. This means production is not expected to present an issue or add a markup to the cost of the electric motors. Yamaha Motor will supply Subaru Technica International Incorporated STI with Hyper EV electric motor units for the STI ERA EV the company is developing for future motorsport. The STI ERA is being developed by STI with the aim of gaining experience and practice in new technologies in the world of motorsport, which is making its way towards a carbon-neutral era. The STI ERA concept it is based on was on display at the Subaru STI booth at the Tokyo Auto Salon 2022. The units the vehicle will use were developed to be emotional electric engines that leverage the technologies and engineering sense garnered via engine development to date. Further, thanks to Yamaha's casting and machining technologies accrued through developing engines, the adoption of high-efficiency segment conductors, and more, these units achieve high output while being compact in size. Let's hear what you think of Yamaha's powerful new electric motor in the comments section below.